Queens Comic Podcast. Hey, let's go.
Hey, welcome to the Queens Comic Podcast. I'm Billy Bombs.
I'm Ian.
And welcome to the show. I've had one of these wild days where we were going to talk about 2 weeks of worth of conventions and shows, but instead we just found out about Whatnot, and I couldn't stop laughing, and it has to go back to the Bronx show 2 weeks ago. But
I was on vacation.
It looks like my buddy, my Doc's friend, Epic Fail, just got kicked out of a Whatnot. And it turns out because he had a 1 in 30 chance boxes that he was putting out today. And that was a couple hours ago, and that's what got him kicked off.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell that was about because that's a regular. Everybody on Whatnot does that.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't. This is one time that he didn't do anything wrong.
Maybe they just got fed up.
Probably. Also, everybody's coming after them. And they've also lost so many numbers on their other shows. You know what I mean? Like, I know the shows I used to work on, all of them were having issues.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, they're still getting 40 people, but supposedly there's all this growth. And the only ones we're not seeing it are the sellers.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand. They're the ones supposed to make it. Well, let's get started from the top, I guess. Yep. 2 weeks ago was a great show that I sponsored with DJ Linx, and I forgot what the other sponsor was. I apologize. Oh, King Kong, and one other sponsor. When we have, we'll put it in the description. I apologize, but it was a great show. The Bronx Anime and Comic Expo. Hopefully, I didn't mess that up. Run by Lone Wolf Comics and Yasu Collectibles. Phenomenal show. They really pushed. They really pushed it with some great stuff over there, and I was so happy to be part of it. Let's start off the bat. When you get there, they had a little wrestling ring that they had a wrestling show. It went pretty well. They had a great cosplay show, and the vendors were phenomenal. I got to see West Village Comics. I got to see Sumo Comics, Shonami. Streetside Anthony had a phenomenal setup. A lot of artists were there, were great. The great setups, meeting new people, new toy collectors, new toy sellers. The cosplayers were great, and they had a great show overall. They even came out. You'll see it on my Instagram. A giant banner of the Street Fighter level where you fight the car, right? And I thought that was great.
Yeah, I was on vacation when that was on. Otherwise, I would have been there.
You would have had fun.
Yeah, I feel bad missing it. JC and Yasu are good people. I wanted to.
They're the best.
Them,
they are great for the comic book community, and the Bronx Comic Society deserves them. It's the best. They're the best thing in the Bronx, and the Bronx has a lot of great comic book sellers. A lot of great comic book sellers. That is definitely a place where everybody is a hardcore comic fanatic.
It does seem to have like its own sort of comic book culture that the other boroughs don't have. They seem to be a little more fanatical in the Bronx than they are in Queens or Brooklyn or Manhattan or Staten Island. Whatever.
Yeah, like we run Queens and Brooklyn. Brooklyn has some great collectors, but they don't come out. The Bronx comes out to everything in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Boogie Down crew. They come out. You know what I mean? And I don't mean just the hardcore groups in the Bronx, but like they come out, they support their friends. They're great. I love that.
Yeah,
but the Bronx is still crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I went outside with a box of comics.
I said I hate driving out there.
In a nice area. I went out there with Pop Fun to Play, the YouTube channel. Sean from Pop Fuzz, we call him. He did videos for out there, and we ran into one problem. Well, we ran into two problems. I'm gonna tell you the first one. I walked out with a box of books, and a crazy person started fighting with me about the box, and I was like, "Yo, just beat it, dude. I'm too tired for this." I walked to the car, I loaded it, but when me and Sean left, we saw the cops, like 4 cops, fighting the guy and power bombing him to arrest him, and I was like, at least the cops don't play around. In Queens, it would have took forever. You know, Brooklyn, nobody was going to show up.
Right.
But before we get to the crappy part of the show, like for us, that got fixed very quickly by Lone Wolf. The only problem in the show, and he was so mad about it, but everybody else ignored it, and it was excellent. Let me talk about some of the good parts.
Okay.
One, I got DJ Linx, who I'm very proud to call my friend for this. Was only doing comics curing cancer, where all the money went directly to the National American Cancer Society. It was a Spider-Man book.
Yeah, I donated to them last year online. It's such a cool idea.
And the fact that he paid for so many banners, he set up a lot of stuff. He I made a post about it. Like I was proud to call him my friend because he didn't come with nothing else. He didn't sell no books. He didn't do nothing. He was only there for comics here in Kansas.
That's awesome. That's really
Yeah,
admirable.
that dude is yo, if you don't know him, go give him a follow. Everything about that guy is genuine. You know what I mean? Like I picked up 2 books from him. I was happy. I didn't pick up that much. Sean picked up a lot of books. He was having a great time.
Well, he always does.
Every vendor did well.
Good.
But then we ran into our friend Angel, who we knew from the show called Ink Master. And I forgot that I knew him from the show. I hid behind his booth to eat lunch because like I'm on a diet. When I'm stressed, I eat, but I wasn't stressed at that show. I had to get a salad. And he let me hide behind his stuff. And then I was like, I know this guy. Where do I know you from? And he was like, I just do costumes. And I realized he came with an Iron Giant, like a full, like double the size of me.
I saw the picture of that. That was wild.
And then he came with Chappie from the movie, like a costume. And then I was like, wait, don't I know you from? He's like, yeah, I'm a tattoo artist. But first, he showed me a video. He goes, yo, you want to see a video somebody took of me? It's him riding the Mandalorian motorcycle down the highway in the Bronx in the Rochester going down to a convention. I said, bro, you're a meme now. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, you got like 2 million views on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because they're like, even the Mandalorian got to go to work. And he ran out of gas. The battery died on the motorcycle. And he was such a good humored person. He has a great interview with Sean on Pop Fun to Play or Pop Comics. So good. We'll put like links in our stuff so you guys can check it out.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Before I jump into it, did you pick up anything in Canada on the way down?
I did not pick up. So when I went on vacation, I did not pick up any comic books. I did not go on Facebook. I made like 1 or 2 posts on Instagram. I didn't go on Twitter. So it was like a break for me to go off social media and just like not be online because I need that because I work online all day.
Yeah, you swam in the lake and had a good time.
Yeah, I swam in the lake, drank some beer, hung out with my family. I went mini golfing, watched some movies, just relaxed, right? On the way back, we stopped in Rochester. We cut the drive in half, and I did hit a comic store there. So I'll get to that in a minute. But last episode we recorded, which was a couple of weeks ago at this point, I did say to you, I think I said it offline, I had some good stuff I wanted to show off, but USPS screwed me over. I didn't have the books yet. So I have those books now. So I'm going to show them off now.
Sure.
Then I'll go over what I got in Rochester. So first up, look at this fancy package, right?
Yeah.
If you order Future Lux from my friend Scott Rule, it comes in a very fancy package.
I love that. I love when they overdo it.
He goes all out. He goes all out. He puts a lot of care into it. And so this is the latest issue of Future Lux.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, his artwork is killer, and it's only getting better. It came with a selection of awesome stickers in the bag. And when you open it up, and I'm embarrassed to admit that like most of the stuff I haven't had time to read yet. So I haven't read this yet. I only really flipped through it. But I mean, the artwork is as beautiful as it always is. He customized it for me inside. And it's signed and numbered edition.
How many issues has he done so far?
This is the 3rd issue. It takes him a long time. He's got a day job. So this is like what he works on in his spare time. But the artwork, the coloring, it's all top-notch stuff. Really, really good.
What's the name of it? Future Lux?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm definitely going to try and catch up 1, 2, and 3. Just do me a favor, grab me one when he does another one.
They might be sold out by then.
Oh,
I know he's running low on the first 2 issues, so if you want them, now is the time.
No. I'm talking about when you get number 4.
Number 4 won't be out for 6 to 9 months.
I'll see you in 6 months for it.
If it's still left. It'll be sold out by then. And then I had a small order from mycomicshop.com, which I got Vesper #1. And the reason I got
who's the artwork for that cover?
It's an O'Barr cover. It's a James O'Barr cover.
Nice.
So that's why I grabbed that. And then I've been after one of these for a while. One of these popped up on their website. I had it on my want list a month or 2 ago, but I didn't get to it in time. This is Ken Landgraf's Vicon magazine-sized book. And that's John Michael Thor. The Canadian
Thor
superhero. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thor. And it's a pretty cool magazine-sized black and white book. There he is, the heavy metal rock warrior.
I love that. Nobody can draw legs.
Landgraf's awesome. He's going to be at the Terrificon on Friday.
Excellent. We're going to have a fun night.
We are going to have a fun day. And then maybe the most obscure, those two books are fairly obscure, but maybe the more obscure one that I got of the three was Alan Moore's Astounding Weird Penises.
Yo, I did not expect that to pop up.
Featuring our little Astro Dick.
If you're gonna scream with me, right?
Yeah, right. It's full color. It's a mini comic, but it is all in full color with some really wild, bizarre illustrations. Some of which are, now that I've shown them off, not really that suitable for a YouTube channel. I'm not going to show off the rest of them because they do venture into hardcore territory. But yeah, this is from 2010, and I believe it was some sort of magazine insert in the UK. It's not easy to come by. Like, I don't think you were able to, I could be wrong, but if memory serves, I don't think you can just walk down to the comic store and pick that up. Like, it's got a 10-cent price on it. So
Wow.
it was a promo of some sort. But yeah, I do like Alan Moore's stuff. And even if he's not what he once was in terms of the quality of his output, still happy to add Alan Moore's Astounding Weird Penises to my collection.
Hell yeah. He's a weird guy.
He's a weird guy.
I read some of his later stuff and I was like, no, this is not for me.
Yeah. But when I stopped in Rochester, we got there a little earlier than we thought we would. And so we had some time to kill. So I did a Google search for comic stores near me. And I found a great shop called Rhino's Comics. Like the animal, like Rhino, right? And it was about 10 minutes away. So we went there, and my wife and stepson went across the street to go to GameStop while I dug around because I knew I was going to be a while.
Yeah.
The owner of this place, he's awesome. I walked in. They've got a really massive back issue selection, a lot of gorgeous wall books, some dollar bins, a lot of in the back room. There's like a nice selection of Funko Pops and toys and stuff, but it's like 80%, 90% comic books in there. Really impressive stuff, super friendly staff. I'm walking around and I see a bunch of EC reprints on the wall. I'm like, huh, that's kind of weird. You don't usually see those on the wall, but they didn't have any I needed. But there were two original Weird Science Fantasy books on the wall, priced at $20 and $25 a piece. So I called him over and I'm talking to him. He's a friendly guy. We're just making small talk. And I said, is there anything wrong with them? Like, are they intact or are they just low grade? He said, no, they're intact, but they are low grade and priced accordingly. I tried to keep those ones cheap because, you know, they don't come in that often. I figured I'd move them quickly. So I said, okay. So I grabbed those and then a couple other books. So I got Weird Fantasy number 24.
Beautiful cover.
Great cover, right? Al Feldstein all the way. And another Al Feldstein cover on number 28. Now this one's, you can see it's got some tape on the side. And it's
I love that. I don't care. I love tape.
It's splitting on the bottom a little bit, but I'll tell you what I paid for them in a minute. And then I grabbed, I said I wasn't going to talk about Nancy on the podcast anymore, but I'm a fucking liar. So I grabbed Tip Top Comics. Look how insane that cover is.
That is a great cover.
It's terrifying, but wonderful. So I grabbed that. Another Nancy book, which is on the other side of the room right now, and then a couple of dollar bin books. So the two Nancy comics were $10 a piece, and then I had like $10 worth of dollar books. So I had like $75 worth of stuff. He's like, you know what? You drove a long way to get here. You're a friendly guy. $45 for the lot.
Wow.
So I said, done. So I wanted to give him a shout out. I did not catch the owner's name, and I regret that. He was a super nice guy. But yeah, if you're ever in and around the Rochester area, Rhino's Comics is absolutely worth stopping at. So
you know what you did, right? You pulled the Queen's Comic Party, where a handshake and a laugh will take you a lot farther than anything else.
Yeah, and I was just being friendly. He was being friendly. We had a good talk. I hung out in that store for like an hour.
Dude, that's the best because every time you have a good story with it, it's even better.
Yeah, if I hadn't just spent a bunch of money on vacation, I would have left with a lot more books, but I was sticking to a budget. So
well, you're better than me. It's like when I'm stressed, I eat. When I'm pissed, I spend money. You know what I mean? Like if you can tell, I'm fat and angry all the time.
But then when I got home, I stopped at Midtown to pick up my monthly books, which weren't all that exciting. I won't even go into them. But I found, actually, my wife found in the magazine section 2 issues of Mega.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a kaiju comic that our friend Phil turned me on to. So it's by a Brazilian artist named Salvador Sanz, and like the artwork that's inside is just as good as that cover art. It's
no shit,
crazy detailed. Yeah, And I did
Is it
not
in
know these were
English?
out. Phil told me about a trade paperback edition that was out, and I picked that up off Amazon like I don't know, a year or two ago, and I read it and really enjoyed it. I did not know that there was a second series, so these are from the second series, and I was happy to pick those up. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna write this down.
okay, yeah,
Mega
I'll send you links. That brings us
Salvador
to
Sands.
Salvador Danz, Danz.
I
Sands,
heard
I'm sorry.
Sands. My bad. Thank you.
Sands, Sanz. My mistake.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Future Lux. Yo, I'm happy to find new comics, man.
You
Because
will
to be honest with you, comic books are looking good lately.
Yeah, they are. You're going to enjoy both those. But I guess that brings us to last weekend, right? Saturday.
Let me talk about that before we talk about the comic party.
Yeah. Okay.
So get this. I'm the sponsor of the show with DJ Linx and a few others.
Right.
But I can't say the whole show. So I'm leaving. I'm walking out with Sean Popfuzz because I'm beat. I'm always tired. You know me. We drove to the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like it's only 30 minutes from my house from Queens, but we're driving back. I see this big dude, like a pair of big dudes, and I walk by and I recognize one of them as like a friend of my father's. So I just say hello in Albanian, but then my mother says, "No, you said it wrong," because I said it in Bosnian because I forget I'm half. You know what I mean? But in a story we talk like that. It's called Kakusi Shipa. Hey, what's up, bro? Yeah. My brother, you know. Shipa is Albanian, but Kakusi is Bosnian. So my mom's like, they'll probably know you're Bushnak, which means you're like, you know, like my mother's Bosnian.
Okay.
So I don't think nothing of it. I just leave. I find out the next day at Hot Flips that like somehow those were bodyguards for Epic Nation. And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, yeah, he found some strip club guys. They were older fellas. I think one of them was my friend's father or a friend of my father's. Like, I just can't remember because they're neighborhood guys. You know, you just see them in the neighborhood. They're huge.
Right.
Supposedly, I Mr. Magoo'd out of there, not realizing what I caused. And somebody, I'm not going to say who it is because maybe he's in trouble with this later on because it's not my business, tackles Epic Nation during this conversation. And they had to break it up. And I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and I thought that was the dumbest thing in the world because supposedly the words were, "That's the guy I have a problem with. Why are you talking to him?" But during that distraction, he got tackled by the other guy. What a bunch of idiots. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, not the guys. They don't know what's going on because they broke it up and then they found out that he owes that other person, the other dealer, a shit ton of money.
Right.
And Albanians, I'll tell you one thing. As soon as we hear anything about money, if they owe you money, you're going to owe me money then. Because if you're not paying that guy, you're definitely not paying me. So that's the first thing that runs through your mind. I don't care who you are, how old you are, or how much you're friends with somebody. It's a given. And I went to the coffee shops like a few days later to go get a haircut. So that's why I look like a little bit different. And so I asked around and they were like, yeah, something happened in the Bronx with two of the guys, but they were like, it's not a big deal. It's like, you know, they're going to get their money. It doesn't matter. Right. And I was like, all right, cool. And I just kept it moving after that. I want nothing else to do with it. But then today we see that he got in trouble with another thing with some mystery bags, which they don't want to do no more because it's interstate gambling. And usually you're not allowed to do that and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like they're in enough pressure with the cards problem because they caught another guy doing slip of the hand, pulling out like $1,000 card from a pack, what do they call it, like a pack break or whatever.
Yeah.
They're having too many problems.
I gotta wonder if maybe a certain mouse-related company.
Yes, because of all the dirty comics coming out. When they put out those
all sorts of bootleg, unauthorized stuff, putting
but the Wednesday Addams covers were disturbing.
Yeah, he was putting out covers of like Nintendo characters and Disney characters in very adult
nude characters, and I'm like, yo, dude, this is like supposed to be a 16-year-old girl, man.
Right.
You know, like grow up.
And he would say they were art books and that allowed them to get through, but that's BS because
and then you'd open it and it'd be just a bunch of sketches.
Right, and that's not even the issue. The issue is using Disney or Nintendo intellectual property and putting those characters in pornographic situations. And that's not falling under parody, you know?
No.
Like they're messing around with some.
I think they're 1-for-1 bootlegs where they do the same outline, but they adjust something on it.
Right.
But it's not enough of a parody because they have a problem with one of the artists who does X-Men like 600.
Mhm.
They realized they were traced from other stories. The cover, it's a wraparound cover,
Yeah.
and there's YouTube channels just talking about that. I think Comic Tropes does it, and that's a great channel if you check it out.
Yeah, no, I follow him. He's really good.
Yeah, he's very detailed.
He is.
And like how we're just hanging out like a Queen's Comic Party. This guy is like, this is my business, and you know, business is good. I'm gonna kill it, you know. But let's let that die because that's not us. Let's jump back into comics.
Yep.
I'm gonna show you off some of the stuff I got at Hot Clips.
Okay.
And just give me 1 second. You're gonna love some of it. You're gonna love the way you spent money. It starts off with this first book I got, Adamant #1. It's missing the back cover, but I have a tattoo of Adamant, so I was very happy to get it. And here, sorry, I have a whole stack of books behind me. That's why. Mike Carbonero was there, and he got me a nice copy of Warlock.
Yeah.
$40.
All right.
He had 200 copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man is amazing with how much comics he's got.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a bunch of adventure comics with Supergirl.
Nice.
We have a new Golden Age guy who's going to come. He only does Sundays because he observes Sabbath.
Okay.
So he's going to start doing our shows like that. Let me show off all the ones I got, because I got some beautiful covered ones. And you know how I love Legion of Superheroes and I love Supergirl.
Right.
And they don't have bags and boards because I need a little bit bigger. They're Silver Age.
Yeah.
So they don't fit any modern stuff. So if you do an order of magazines in Silver Age, let me know.
Okay.
I'm desperate for both, because when I show you what I got in Silver Age, I mean from magazines. Sorry, I bought a lot. They were like 5 for $20.
All right. Looks like Neil Adams covers on a couple of them.
They look like it, but I don't know for 100%.
Yeah. Because
usually he signs it, but you could tell from like Brainiac's face that's definitely like one of his faces.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's a Neil Adams face, but then you'll get to somebody like here that like is totally off.
Right.
You know, I think he draws himself as the men in all the makeout scenes. You know, like I love that. Like I loved him as a person. Like I'm not gonna front. And this is my favorite thing. I love when people write their name in the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it does not bother me. And sorry, you can tell I need bags and boards when I have like a random monkey man.
Those were all.
And also, Stan Sakai came out with a book that somebody picked. Jake, the wrestler, picked this up for me.
Yeah,
I love this. All right, and then they did an auction. One auction, I won 2 auctions over there. No, I won 3. I'm lying. One was a signed book from Carl Paulino, the guy who did all the celebrity deathmatch stuff. Great guy. I was happy to win it in the auction, and I won a metal poster. You know, and it was cool. Yo, I had a good time. I like Hot Flips. Hot Flips is a great show, and I sound a little biased because like I do the commercials for them, but I do love the guy. And here's some heavy hitters I got that I just started collecting because you made me jealous about collecting them. American Splendor.
Oh, very nice.
Number 2. Sorry, I also have a mix. Number 4.
Crumb cover on that one, looks like.
Yeah, that's the one you have.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember you telling me, and I was like, oh, I got to get that. And I got number 9. Number 6. Not a great cover, but it's okay. But this is my favorite cover because this is the one that was featured in the movie.
Right.
And they talk about, and this is what made me want to get the comics. But I was like, oh, I can never find them. There's only 17 books. I can do this.
No, they aren't easy to come by.
Too crazy. Oh, also one more big book before I put it away is one of our young artists that comes to our show, Jasper Kuther, came out with one of his comics. You got one of these too, right?
I did. I was going to show that off as well. Yeah. There it is.
Dude, I love it. Do you have a personalized back?
What was that?
Do you have a personalized back?
No.
Oh, let him know. Let him know, man. It's so good. Like, I love this. I have one of his original art pieces here. and I have it framed. It's with my Adam Kubert in the frame. I just got to get 2 more pictures and put them up.
It's interesting. I was talking to both him and his dad about the book at the Queen's Comic Party last weekend. Super nice guys. And did you know he's colorblind?
Really? Jasper's colorblind?
Jasper's colorblind, but does all the coloring himself. And the first thing I noticed when he handed me a copy of the book was how fantastic the colors are in it. They really pop. And there's some really interesting color choices there. And so I got talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah, I'm actually colorblind, so I don't know how it looks to you. So
Wow.
that kind of lends an interesting perspective to it when you flip through it again, you know?
Bro, you just kind of blew my mind a little bit because, one, he's super young. And he loves comics.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if those, those glasses that people sell to help you see color?
Yeah.
If that would ever help him, or maybe he just can't.
I don't know. I mean, I think it makes his work maybe it's the colorblind factor that makes the coloring job so interesting to me.
Yeah, because even the cover is very well done.
Oh,
and he does abstract art on it. Like take a look at the cover with the boxes.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. I work in a lot of museums, and this is like really high quality work.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Like it feels very premium. He had it printed in Philadelphia, he told me.
Yeah, and we talked about low print runs so that more stores will want it.
Right.
Because one of our friends has like 1,200 books of his comic. He sold 8.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have 200, every store wants it because then they can say, hey, there's only 250.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not reaching a huge market. I didn't pick up much at the we had a Queen's Comic Party too. Oh,
New
did
location?
you New location. Now it's Saturdays. We're doing it with SuperCon. We're trying our best to work with SuperCon. I realize maybe I'm not the best collaborator because I know better than most people. But trust me, when card guys are a lot more looser and some of them more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I give them credit because you're 40 and you're a tough guy, but Queen's Comic Party's full of tough guys. You know what I mean? But they're the nicest people on earth. Yeah, dude, I'm not worried about any of us in anything to do with any of the card guys. I will never be worried. Combo guys come to our shows because you're comfortable. You can hang out. Everybody's welcome. You're free.
It was very much a hangout.
And everybody bought comics. Even if you didn't buy nothing, come hang out.
Right.
Come. That's why I like doing free shows. You know what I mean? But people don't take us too seriously because they think we're playing around when we do a free show.
Yeah.
So maybe in not December, probably in February, when we start doing Brooklyn, we might charge, but we're going to donate the money. Like, I don't care. It's going to go somewhere. It's not going to go to me.
Yeah. If we can help somebody with it, then why not? We're
going to do that because I make enough of the vendors and selling comics that I don't need to be greedy. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. I know comic book guys are gamblers, and we can get into that a little bit with the 9.9s. And I see a lot of the guys that are dealers I know are really big gamblers. Like, I didn't realize that, and I don't mean just with CGC. I mean with everything in life. And I was like, I'm not that guy.
Right.
I'm not I'm not a one-armed bandit, dude. I don't care.
Yeah. So what did you pick up on last weekend?
I only picked up a few books, but they seem pretty good. Futurama #4.
Cool.
This was a top 10 list book right here. Deadpool #1.
Okay, nice.
I had this as a kid. I used to all the Deadpool books that are real popular. We used to get thousands of them, and there used to be a 4-pack of this, which I loved.
Yeah.
And then the last book, I got a lot of cards. That's why I got a book I already had. So if you need this, let me know.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Yeah, I have 2 copies. I'll give you one.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then I picked up a bunch of cards. Let me show off a little bit here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one beat up is a hologram Spider-Man. Can't see too well. The one everybody wants, a hologram Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, nice.
A Thing. Sorry if people can't see too well.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
And then Wolverine.
Okay.
But this ain't nothing. I bought also a set of Marvel Universe Series 3. That one I'm not going to break up. I'm going to put in better boxes and fix the cards that are beat up and then sell it for the same price I got it for. Because I really wanted the holograms, but the guy was had it piled up.
Okay.
And then I picked up a bunch of Mets cards,
Right.
I don't want to be a card show at all, but I do have a problem with Mets cards, like Game Used Bat, Matt Harvey, Game Used Jersey.
Cool.
And Jeff McNeil, Game 2. Oh, wow, a giant patch underneath. That's very cool.
Okay.
That's it with that stuff. but like the show was good. The new location was good. The Knights of Columbus are excellent. For some reason, the card guy said, "Do not name the Knights of Columbus," but they're the biggest supporters of all the shops, of all these conventions, because the Knights of Columbus in Queens is helping us out.
Mhm.
The Knights of Columbus Rockaway Beach is doing another card show. Rockaway Beach. And then Knights of Columbus deep in Brooklyn is doing a Brooklyn card show. So they're giving people an opportunity to do shows, and this is excellent.
Yeah. I picked up a small stack of books. I got, as soon as I walked in the door, Sean Pop Buzz was there. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, do you want to trade for this?"
That's awesome.
So of course I did. I traded him an old DC Silver Age romance book for it. So he was happy, I was happy. And then from Kyle, Comics and CDs on Instagram, give him a follow. He's a very cool guy. He had the first 5 issues of Charles Forsman's Revenger from Oily Comics.
Oh, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, all signed. And some of them have those cool ass clear backing boards.
I love those clear backing boards. I don't see them no more.
Yeah, they're awesome. So I picked up issue 1, issue 2. Kyle always puts awesome stickers on his book. It does have a hammer fight in it. He's not lying. Back cover on issue 1 is by Ben Mara. The back cover on issue 2 is by Michelle A. Pfeiffer. And then I got
Copra.
Yeah, exactly, that guy. And then issue 3. That one just has a regular backing board, so I don't know who did the back cover on it. I haven't got there yet. Issue 4, which has a really cool back cover by none other than Jim Rugg.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then issue 5, the final issue of the run. So I was happy to get that. He gave me a nice price on that. And then also from Kyle, I got, again, number 4, I think it is. Yeah, number 4. So I just need 1 issue to finish that run. So
I saw him have it behind the table. I got one thing from him. Bro, he saved that for you behind the table till he was ready to show it to you.
He did, but it says, "Buy this before I change my mind on it."
Fair enough.
And then
I got
a bit more.
Go for it. I'm sorry.
And then Sean had told me the last time I saw him in Brooklyn, we talked about the Burly Man comics, the guys who put out the first Shaolin Cowboy series.
Mm-hmm.
We got talking about Doc Frankenstein, which is a series that Burly Man published. Sean has a bunch of them, and so he told me he'd hook me up, and so he gave me some of the variant covers. These are written by the Wachowskis, the guys who did The Matrix.
Yeah.
So
I have one of those. That's a great book.
Yeah, sketch variant covers on number 2, number 3, really fantastic artwork. Number 4, and then 2 different covers for number 5, the sketch and the regular. So that was really nice of him. And he also gifted me the Matrix Comics trade paperback.
He gave me one of those. I love the cover. Is that Tim O'Doyle? Or?
Yeah, but I mean, Wachowski brothers, Jeff Darrow, Bill Sienkiewicz, Neil Gaiman, Ted McKeever, John Van Fleet, Dave Gibbons, David Lapham, Peter Bagg, Troy Nixie, Paul Shadwick, Ryder Wyndham, Killian Plunkett, Gregory Ruth, and Spencer Land. Like, that's an A-list cast right there.
I love that trade because I love the Matrix and I love comics. So it's
I don't actually care for the Matrix very much at all, but I just
you didn't like it.
I love Jeff Darrow's stuff, so that's why I wanted it.
Yeah. And I think that Tim Doyle did the cover. That's what I think, or I might be wrong. It might be Darrow doing that cover.
It looks like Darrow to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bet it's Darrow. It's definitely Darrow.
Yeah, my mistake. Jeff Darrow is very good.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I saw that he's doing a bunch of conventions, Doyle, so I'm excited by that.
Yeah. The last thing I picked up, and this is an oddity. It's the first and I think only issue of Comic Fantasy Quarterly from 1973, and it's EC adjacent. There's the old witch on the cover right there. That's why I bought it, because I'm an EC nerd. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So that gets you caught up on pretty much everything I got, except I also picked up the second volume of the Den hardcover that Dark Horse put out. I haven't had time to read it yet, and it's sitting over there, so I'll show it off next episode.
No problem. I got one more thing I got from other than cards. I got from Comics and CDs a bootleg action figure.
Yeah, that's really cool. Does it glow in the dark? It looks like it.
I don't think so because everything's painted, but it's painted well.
Yeah.
It's Retro Gimmick Toys 2018, and it's gonna go next to my other boot. I love bootlegs.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I love bootleg. I love dumb stuff like that. I love people that go out of their way to do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about this plastic stuff before Alibaba became a problem. Sucklord, which is one of the best. He used to be a bootlegger. Now he's kind of an original artist and brilliant for it. Which all his proteges kept getting better than him. But he would be like, "Yo, I'm gonna order 10,000 of these. How many you need? Because you're ordering them for 1 penny." You know what I mean? Yeah. And he would just take care of all the guys so they all had it. I have a lot of homemade action figures from one of them, and the protege is now the guy who does the World Wrestling Entertainment statues for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Imagine being in your 20s, now going into your 30s, and you're that young kid doing that. Yeah. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of all these kids, man. They're all doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Should always do better than us.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We got like 2 minutes.
We only have 2 minutes? Holy crap. Oh, because I held you up and I came late. All right. This weekend is next weekend is the Queen's Comic Party 3rd anniversary show in Brooklyn Invasion. Free admission. There will be cake.
That's on the 25th.
25th, Sunday
148 Frost Street in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. So we'll see you there.
Yep.
Until next time, I'm Billy Bombs.
Well, before that, we're going to be at Terrificon on Friday, and I will do my best.
And we're going to have great footage and photos.
Yeah. We'll take a camera. We'll get some footage. We're going to bring Carl and Sean along for the ride. Should be a really good time. And if you see us, say hi.
And get a sticker for me. I got Queen's Comic Party stickers and buttons to give out. So I'll see you there.
There you go. Billy will hand out stickers, and I will hand out free hugs and high fives.
No problem. All right, all right, buddy. See you next time.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Queen's Comic Podcast.